Good morning, pregame crew. How are y'all doing? How's life? Happy Friday the 13th. Hi, music. Hi, Roger, Jason, all natural. I can't say all natural. I don't know why I can't say that. Emad. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Nick and Tammy. Emad. Chuck Z. Good morning. Can you see my screen? Can you hear me? Totally off topic. We'll start in 5 minutes for real. And if you don't want to hear my little story, then skip ahead 5 minutes. But does anyone else's spouse brush their teeth and when they scrub their tongue, they just like gag themselves and it's so loud? My husband does that every time he brushes his teeth. His dad was a dentist. So I don't know if you ever hear anything in the background like some man is gagging himself to death, that would be my husband just brushing his teeth. Good morning, Jorge and Brett. Hey, James and Chris. Not only my husband, but like all of our kids, they all do it. And it is the grossest thing, but I guess their tongues are clean. You do that, Shaylin, too? Thanks, Brett. Apple and Tesla were amazing yesterday, weren't they? It's so wild. As soon as I turned off the stream yesterday, I realized how excited I was about Clover, and I shut down the chart. I just shut it down. So I hope that you do the same and you have that internal trigger that says, hey, I'm too emotionally invested or too excited about a name, and then you just take it off your screen because it can be very dangerous and cloud your judgment. I was ready to buy all of the Clover things yesterday. I was wearing 4-leaf clovers. I loved all things clove, and it told me to shut down that chart. So I hope that you have some type of internal mechanism that says, hey, I have a bias, and that bias is not good. It won't serve you in trading. So, Jorge, you lost on Clove. I'm so sorry. Tammy, that's funny. My daughter is on Twitter and that's her father. So I had to warn her that I was going to tweet out something that she knows how I feel about him. Hey, Dana. Sure. I can cover Nat Gas. Nat Gas had a weekly inside bar yesterday and it tested the low. So, well, let's look at it right now. So I was looking at this weekly inside bar yesterday, and then it broke the weekly inside bar yesterday to the low. We are still above the 8 EMA. Nat Gas weekly chart is very healthy. We're looking for a weekly higher low. On the daily, we're approaching the next support is at 3855, then 3837. I would just make note of we've got some elevated bear volume coming into Nat Gas, and we are losing the daily 21 EMA. And on any bounce, we'd be looking for a lower high. So Nat Gas weekly chart, not broken, beautiful. I would say at this point, it's healthy consolidation. Just watch that bear volume. Oh, Flash, dang it. So sorry. I don't like when y'all get clobbered. Take a look at AMC. All right, we got 2 more minutes till I start with the normal, regularly scheduled program. Ugh, this is a mess. When we see this, we have these huge volatile moves. It is tightening up, I will say that, but it's pretty messy. What type of move is that? Yeah, 23% down. I don't know how y'all trade this. 29.40 is the key level. We got the upper wick of profit taking yesterday, and it got walloped by the 8 EMA on the daily. So on the hourly, your support is 32.16, then down at 30.60. I'm sorry, I don't have a good handle on this chart. Sometimes you look at charts and you'll hear me, especially when I'm live in TCG, and I'll just keep searching and looking at different time frames. But I don't want to force it. It's like cramming a square peg into a round hole. If I can't get a read on a chart, number one, that means I should not be trading it for sure. And if you have a handle on it, wonderful. But I don't like this chart. I don't like the lack of clarity. This type of stuff and giving it all back, I just don't like it. But I will say, unsolicited opinion, that this CEO, he's doing a great job. He's coming out, he's adding crypto. They will accept crypto payment. He's doing whatever it takes to hype the stock up, saying he's never sold a share. So kudos to him. And the TCNNF, the TrueLeave CEO, she was on CNBC yesterday. She did a great job. She's really, really smart. It makes me want to just kind of watch that stock. All right, I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community. We teach technical analysis. We do the pregame show every morning for approximately 20 to 25 minutes. I go over the Fab Four futures, commodities, crypto, and movers and shakers of the day. I go over what I see that may or may not work as far as setups, and sometimes I will dub them the King of the Mountain setups, or somebody in the room called it Queen of the Mountain setups, which I kind of like. So let's get started. Looking at ES, this is my chart setup. Yellow and purple are the 50 and 200 simple moving average. Green and red is the 8 and 21 EMA. Yellow candles are just inside bars. It just shows me when the range is tightening. I use the CM Ultimate RSI multi-time frame by Chris Moody. And then TTM squeeze, think or swim default. I like the TTM squeeze. It tells me when price is tightening. All right, let's get this off the chart. So on the 30-minute, we could get a lower high compared to the all-time high that we set at 3 a.m. this morning at 445975. Bulls are large and in charge of this chart, and I have to openly admit to you that something has stopped working for me. I talk to y'all about tick cumulative and advancers and decliners every day. I talk to you about tick for sure. Those sustained ticks over 600, bullish trend day, sustained ticks below 600, bearish trend day, and those signals serve me well. Yesterday, we only got one tick above 600. That is highly unusual. And tick just means if it's positive, they're buying more on the uptick than they're selling on the downtick, and vice versa. So it's just a nice gauge of what is going on under the hood. I use this as my dashboard. So this is, are we running hot? Is my car running hot? Am I low on oil? Whatever, it's my dashboard. Advancers, decliners, measuring how many names are advancing versus declining. And we were negative all day yesterday. So this stopped me from going overly bullish on SPY or QQQ. So that just tells me we only have a few names that are driving this market. And yes, we had some green yesterday in lots of different sectors, but Apple can do this to the market, this by itself, because it didn't have a lot of friends with it. I don't know if that's happening to you, but I just want you to know that this has not worked for me this week and it's impacted my trading to a degree. So just want to throw that out there. So on ES, your support is 4455, then 4452, resistance 445975. Let's get some fib targets. So the next target would be 448375. That'd be the 1.618 extension. So on ES yesterday, I know y'all will remember, I was talking about this rising wedge. And we opened up and we dumped, and I shorted that. That was a clear signal to me, very clear. And then we got this tweezer bottom. So we got, it actually is not an ideal tweezer bottom, but we have two lower wicks of bulls buying the dip, and then we V-shaped out of that. This morning has the same vibe for me, where we got this little rising wedge. We're getting these tiny higher highs without a lot of follow through. So we could pull back at open and then do the same thing with a V-shape. Who knows what's going to happen? And I'm noticing the comments in the chat room from earlier. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Trading has improved my life immensely because I don't need to know what's going to happen. I let go of that. I have I don't have my fingers like gripped into the side of this has to happen, because I know anything can happen and I accept it. And it's so freeing. It's so freeing for your overall personality, your life. So I really suggest that you just let go of whatever you think has to happen and accept what is happening and just go with it. So with Bitcoin, who knows? It could go to $100,000 this weekend. It absolutely could. And it could go to $1 this weekend. Literally anything can happen. Accept it and just trade the charts. Just trade the charts. Getting a nice little bounce on the 15-minute with ES. Nasdaq. So we're all-time high with ES, but we are not an all-time high with Nasdaq. Apple chart looks beautiful. It could keep going today. My gut tells me it could need a rest, but I'll trade the chart. You have resistance at 1509650, support 15055, and 15033. If price gets below these EMAs, I would get more bearish on Nasdaq. So on the hourly, I tell y'all, we have the 15-minute, the 1 hour, and the daily. Watch those EMAs. If you are above the 15-minute EMAs, above the hourly EMAs, above the daily EMAs, the trend is up, and stay with the trend. Do not fight it. Same thing with to the downside. So right now we're fighting to hold those hourly EMAs on Nasdaq. YM, we're up in all-time high territory. We got an hourly bull flag, resistance 35469. We just double topped right then. This is a beautiful chart. Infrastructure has been carrying us this week, and there are names like Tesla with the EV space, ChargePoint, Caterpillar. There are different names that will benefit from this $3 trillion infrastructure bill, and that has really carried the Dow this week. Support 35437, and then down at 35422, and then 35,500 would be the next psychological level for Dow. Oh, RTY. Y'all know I love to short this name. Not because I don't like it, just because it has been a great range to trade within. And when you give me resistances and supports, it's easier for me to trade within a range. It's hard for me to trade this. It's either you had to get long and stay long. Within RTY, I've got levels that I can trade off. So I still like, if we're going to see any downside today, I like IWM to the short side. You have resistance at 22245, then 2252, support 2236, and 2228. So what we're looking for on RTY, and this is why I've been bearish, is this could be a bear flag, and we're looking for that weekly lower high to be set. So I'm waiting for this weekly lower high to be set, and that's why I've been positioning myself bearishly. And we have this squeeze. This is an ideal scenario for me to go short. But I'm not going to fight the bulls. It is what it is. So I'll trade the chart as is. If we get over 2245, I would definitely be looking to short 2252. All right. Sorry, got distracted. I try to read chat and look at the charts, and it's just almost an impossible task. So we have support on gold, 1756, 1753, resistance, 1763. The bulls have really dug themselves out of a hole. But we're coming up on the 4-hour 50 MA. Again, I don't have a good read on this chart. This really just screwed the pooch. Oh, sorry if you have kids listening, but this just really messed up the chart for me, and I'm just looking for that daily lower high to be set. So at any point, bears could be looking to pounce on gold. Oil. Oil on the daily, it looks like this daily lower high is set, and it is happening on decreasing bear volume. So we had that OPEC news earlier, I think that was last week, and then this week we had the White House say they want gasoline prices to go down and oil production to go up. So it's a name driven by news, so I tend to avoid those types of names that are getting some heat, and this one is definitely getting some heat. You have resistance on the hourly at 69.11, 69.42, support 68.15 and 66.67. I don't see a trade set up, at least for me. Bitcoin hourly inside bar is forming. We are still within the prior range. We have 21 minutes left on this candle. Resistance 46572. We're right there. And support 46155. Did any of you take this trade with the 15-minute trend change? We talked about this ad nauseum. I believe it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. About the 15-minute trend change and how you trade that and put your stop on the higher low, wait for it to get that higher high. You could buy the resistance break and then put your stop underneath that 15-minute higher low. Did any of you get this? I did not get this trade. I wasn't watching it closely, but I hope some of you got it. Ethereum, resistance 32.6270 and then 32.66. Support 32.12 and 31.19. I'm sorry, I'm staring at this chart because looks like an hourly bull flag. Yeah, hourly bull flag on Ethereum. Beautiful chart, nice oversold bounce. Bears will definitely be looking to top fish this. So if you want to top fish this, you could put your alert. Tell me when it hits 32.72. And I put notes for myself. Look short. And after this move, if you want to do the first 5-minute oversold, you set your alert, change it to your RSI. Tell me when it crosses 30. It's going to tell me it's going to repaint, and then you have your 5-minute alert set. So setting alerts is key. I can't emphasize it enough. It will help your trading. If you're waiting for hourly oversold after the first all-time high, just go set that alert and shut that chart down. You don't have to stare at these charts to trade them. So I hope you're learning and accepting that alerts will make your trading better and you're setting them. Apple, man, was that a beautiful move yesterday. So we have this weekly bull flag. It will confirm over 149.83, but since these two resistances are so close together, let's just call it 150, it would confirm. But looking at the hourly chart, what an amazing move yesterday. Odds favor consolidation. So if you gun to head, Lori, you must trade this today. What direction do you think it'll go? I would say sideways, because odds favor that this thing would stay up or sideways versus down. After a huge move like this, it would have to be news driven, more likely for it to pull down. So I don't expect it a big pull down, but either up to sideways, and I would lean more towards sideways because the bulls used a lot of their energy on this strong sprint. That's a sprint. Let's scroll out to the daily. This is just a marathon. These are the bulls just kind of pacing themselves. That's a marathon. That's a sprint. After you sprint like that, you're going to need to go sit on the bench, drink some water, grab a towel, wipe your brow, and that is what I would favor today for Apple, and that means that lottos could get you burned. If you're trying to play Apple calls or puts, it could get you burned. Doesn't mean it'll happen, but just watch that opening range action and watch the volume. If the volume is subdued, that can mean that Apple could stay subdued, and the market in general seems very hands-off today. I have never seen this little amount of news flow. Probably, it's been a long time. So we have a pretty dead market as far as news and earnings. Just everything's really, really slow. So just be careful getting aggressive today. If the market is slow and just taking a breather from yesterday, we won't get a lot of strong moves. Doesn't mean individual names couldn't move. So yesterday we talked about the TCG move of looking for this weekly higher low. Looking for a weekly higher low, we look at the 4-hour oversold. And if you're a member of TCG, you saw that I posted this entry in swing trade. I posted a screenshot of my account, of my put credit spread that I entered for next week, looking to play this 4-hour oversold bounce. So if you were part of TCG, you may have seen that trade or you got that trade. So that's what we were looking for. This chart is still broken on shorter term time frames. On the weekly, this chart is absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful chart, nothing wrong with this. I wish it had less elevated bear volume on that earnings reaction, but nonetheless, this chart is not broken. But on shorter term time frames, the bulls have to put their hard hats on, get the hammer, get all their tools, and start doing some construction on this chart and start building floors and setting ceilings, they've got to start getting out of this hole that they're in. So that trade was just a 4-hour oversold bounce trade, and now Amazon has work to do. So you have resistance at 33.14, support 32.88. I don't see any pressure building in this name, so I can't suggest a trade today yet. It would have to develop. Bank of America, what a beautiful short. I hope you got that. So I posted my entry in TCG, my actual screenshot. I posted my order entry before the market opened, what I was looking for, and I said 42.25. It hit 42.29, and then it recoiled like it ran into a cement wall. Oh. Here, sorry y'all. So, and I put in my post that I was setting my stop at 42.30. It was kept in the trade by 1 penny. So I shorted this down move. I sold part of it. I shorted again up here, and then I sold it here. I added again on this bounce up, and then I posted my exit down here around 41.80. So Bank of America is on the agenda again today for a potential short. And I had someone say, Lori, I'm so surprised that you're shorting this stock. Well, this is my ideal short. When you have this down move and then you V-shape out of it and you have all of these days in a row of just move higher, the bulls may need a break. So 42.10 was the resistance. And on Wednesday, we hit 42.19. Yesterday, 42.29. Just getting those tiny higher highs. So XLF is in blue sky breakout, but Bank of America is not. GS is in blue sky breakout. Bank of America is not. So I just want you to know why I was looking at Bank of America and why I picked that XLF name. And we have resistance at 42.26 and 42.29. I'm going to need some water. 1 second. All right. So I like Bank of America for a potential short today. Look at how hard it's been running. So this is a counter trend trade, which means it's shorter. I flip it. I'm not getting married to the idea, because on any consolidation, bulls would anticipate that it would be healthy after that big bull move. I love this chart. Disney, they had earnings beat. Looks like a bull flag. Y'all know what I'm going to say. Watch that volume and watch those candles. I've drawn, yeah, that's the right word. I've drawn these candles for you, 3 with a name for it. I need to save this so I don't have to draw it every time. HOLB, high of the lower bar. So high of the low bar. So when we have these candles, we have these moves down on a bullish name, and you want to go long, you have to wait for a candle to break the high of the low bar or high of the low candle. So here's this candle here. So once you break the high of that low candle, that's a great opportunity to go long and put your stop right below the low of that candle. And that's how I trade names like this. I'm looking for that pullback initially, and I'm watching the volume. I want to make sure that it's not heavy bear volume, and then I want to see the whites of the bull's eyes. So high of the low bar. 186.85 is your support, and then below that we have nothing. What is the next one? 186.29 was your high from over here. Okay, so 186.85 is your support, and then we're just going to wait for a candle. So we have to get the price action to give us a support, and that's why we wait for those candles. We wait for those candles and we put our stop underneath it, and that gives us a support level. DVAX. Okay, this is me shorting another crazy bull chart. So this is not a blue sky breakout on this name. Look at that daily chart. This looks a little volume climaxy to me. So on the hourly, I love that we have a level to short from. I'm just not jumping into this chart saying I'm going to short it because it's a strong bull. That's dumb. I'm not doing that. I'm saying we had this Looks like a climax move, and then the bulls consolidated yesterday. So now we have 13.19, then 13.52. I would say anywhere up to 13.25, I'd be willing to short this name as a queen of the mountain. And you got to use your stops. Names like this, Biotech, they can wreck you. So please use stop losses. Facebook had over $3 million of calls bought for today, deep in the money. We have a bullish engulfing candle from yesterday. This is a very bullish chart. It had a huge move yesterday and it ran right into resistance and rejected. So I like Facebook to the long side on a pullback. It's a little different than Apple. Apple was up 2%. Look at Facebook. It was up 0.75%. Nice bull move. I'm looking for some continuation today. I actually like this one a little better for a lotto than Apple. To the long side, support 36151, 36150. Hood. It is not all good in the hood. We are looking for the daily higher low to be put in. You have support 47.52. I would be looking to get long at around 47.52 with a stop around, let's say, 47.49 for a bottom fish. Support 48.25, 47.75, resistance $49.49. Before I forget, if you're not watching Dan's market recap videos, you are really missing out. And it's not just about the market. He does trade reviews, but you learn technical analysis. Every time I watch his video, I learn something new every single time. And yesterday's was a very special one, I thought, and I learned a ton. I had a notepad and pencil out. So if you didn't watch yesterday's trade review video of XLF, Dan's trade, I highly, highly recommend to go watch that. mRNA, we're looking for that daily higher low. This, I was noticing this little dip below, but it really wasn't a pivot. Think about basketball, and when you use your pivot foot and really turn, that wasn't a good pivot. So it is looking for a daily higher low. It has to change the hourly trend and get over yesterday's high, 406.35 to do that, but we would still be looking for a lower high on the 4 hour compared to 454.97. MSTR. Did any of you buy this yesterday with me? Y'all know I was buying this pre-market with y'all. Y'all heard the orders go through. So I have positions at 720, and I'm looking for bull continuation. This is the queen of the mountain trade. And when I say this name, y'all, I have a knot in my gut every time I talk to y'all about this name, because it's stressful for me because I don't want y'all to get hurt. Options, you can get hurt with this name, and even in commons, because the liquidity and the spread is so big. So please be careful with this name. You have resistance at 752.61 and 753.10 and then 753.60. This thing could really get going today, especially with Bitcoin's move, oversold bounce. We're already up 3%, so I would want to buy more of it on a pullback. Neo, it had this look to me of a possible 30-minute falling wedge. So you have support at 41.87 and 41.55, resistance 42.35 and 42.37. I like Neo to the long side. It's definitely not one of my top picks, but if you are looking for a trade in Neo, I think I would take it to the long side. PayPal broke resistance by 7 cents, so I'm calling this a double daily inside bar. So your resistance is 27681, support 27306. When we have these tightening ranges, we play the breaks or position yourself within it to play the break. So I like this tightening range on PayPal. If the market is strong, I'd be looking long. And opposite is true. If the market's weak, I'd be looking short. Roku, queen of the mountain trade. I posted this on Twitter last night and in the TCG room. This 30-minute EQ and squeeze is gorgeous. This is my number one queen of the mountain trade for today, Roku. I like it to the long side if the market cooperates. Resistance 37368, 37598. Support 36840. Man, I'm going slow today. Space. Man, this name, you see I have my alert set here for this gap fill at 2175. This name's just getting beat down, and then on another gap down, if it really were to waterfall, you could look to go long, but I don't even know if I can tell you to do that with a good heart. This is getting clobbered. So I'm just going to take it off. I don't want to even talk about that name. Tesla How many of y'all got Tesla? Beautiful, beautiful chart. I posted it yesterday. We went over this ad nauseum yesterday. This chart is gorgeous. It confirms a daily bull flag over 726.94, bullish engulfing candle yesterday. Support 719.91, and then no, what's the next one? 719.91, then 716.58. I like a Tesla buy on a pullback, and I like it for a swing. QQQ resistance 36781, 36782, support 36708, then 36654. SPY support 44522, 44487, resistance the moon. All right, CMG. Yeah, Wish has crazy volume. Crazy, crazy volume. Beautiful chart, Tammy. Just love this name. Needs to get over yesterday's high to change the hourly trend back to the upside, so 1884. So how you could trade this is tell me when it gets. Great, love it. Wish. This is black dirt breakdown, which means that we're at an all-time low and we have no support. This chart is trashed. Support 653. There's nothing. Resistance 705. There's no support below. You just make it up. 650, $6, 550. And names can go lower than we expect them to. Longer than you can stay solvent. So just be careful with this name. Awesome, Christopher. That's awesome. Snow, and then I'm done. We're going to go listen to, is it Jason or Lamont this morning? Resistance 28663, 28798, support 28510, 28220. 298 your next resistance on the daily chart. Beautiful move. This name just scares me is not the right word, but this name gets smacked down on a lot of its pops. All right, that's it for me. TCGers, I'll see you in the room.